people when they do no homework, when they question when I buy the property, how they make them, how they build them, where they might get the material them from. Especially when you see them put giant, like, you know, you put in doing a puzzle. For instance, a lot of people live in a riverbed. They don't want to admit it. That's riverbed. Whenever you see something flood more than three times, that's a riverbed or some form of sea path or something. It's some form of water hole or used to that. Because these are homes that I don't think people paying less than $18 million for. You get what I'm saying? And that's quite amount. That's over 100,000 US dollars. Okay. If it's the first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Julie. I hope all is well with everyone. So I was watching the news and I was watching a few YouTubers, you know, and I realized something which a lot of people might have not realized, how these communities, these gated communities, pretty much getting over on people because some of the buildings is not up to par at all. I'm not sure about the building codes. I'm not sure about what they're doing. You know, are they even telling people, you know, what their houses are made from? While I was watching, I noticed that a couple that had their home entirely, almost like demolished in a sense, because the whole roof is gone. The structure of the house is made like from a frame. It's concrete, but it's made from a frame where it had a crack in it that leaks like crazy. The roof is completely gone. Everything they have inside is destroyed. I just feel like they're probably going to have to knock that down and rebuild. But I remember one of the husbands saying that he wanted a Jamaican house. He wanted a real Jamaican house with block and steel and cement, you know, made with concrete. That you pour the cement in the top and let it goes down through the block holes like they normally do and put this, you know, have the steel in there. Like I have right now. And he kept on saying Jamaican home, which is true. That is a Jamaican home. Now, with some of those structures, even the ones that I see in Elsha Heights over there, they're building them as like a frame, like they bring the pieces and put them together, like, you know, which is okay, you know, but it don't seem like they're with, you know, they're standing up so well in this kind of weather, because on all the houses that's in that community, almost every roof is gone. So either the roofers don't know what they're doing, or it's the structure of the house itself that when the frame of the house, the rooftop goes on, you know, it's not staying on top. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Any given way, it doesn't even matter. The point is that I've seen all these communities that claim they're gated communities in the damaged area, you know. Not saying this wasn't a horrible hurricane, but to be honest, for newly built homes, they shouldn't have that much damage. Not to what the man, and then they use a lot of sheetrocks inside of the home. So I think that also, and there's no long beam going through the house to hold the roof together. I feel like they should have that in place. That's my opinion. Excuse me, I'm not a roofer, so I don't know. But the way that house is built, I feel like they went short on the roofing material, or they just never built it right, or put the roof on right, whichever way. Nevertheless, another thing I noticed that a few communities, which they're not really trying to publicize, because, you know, I understand it's business and they feel like people doing that is going to make people not want to buy in certain communities. I get it, but people need to make it be, they need to let people know that they build places also in areas that can be flooded. Because one community I've seen is fully flooded. It's sad when the man said he had to kick the door down to get inside, you know, whatever he had to do to make sure that he gets some of the people out of there, which is sad, because these are homes that I don't think people paying less than $18 million for. You get what I'm saying? And that's quite amount. That's over 100,000 US dollars. Okay. The thing is with that, for me personally, I feel like they should let people be aware of it. It's because the simple fact that when it's gated and they have big walls in any house, I'm not even going to say that. Whenever you're buying something, I think they should have full disclosure of what the possibilities are with the land. And I'm not sure the government is really doing surveys or doing inspection of the land that they're building on before they allow people to buy all these homes for all this money. You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people have a lot to lose, because not just their property or their things inside, their lives, especially with drowning, or or when it comes down to thinking that they're secure in a home because it's built properly, and it's not, to give it a chance. Although I've seen hurricane hit and wooden house stand up. You get what I'm saying? So to be honest, I didn't expect that much damage to these particular homes, for the simple fact the way they was built. But it boils down to the material, because when the man picked up certain parts of the house, it was those metals which bent like nothing. It was also the sheetrock. I'm not even sure if it was proper sheetrock, because there was all crushing in his hand, like crumbling, like salt or sugar or rice, just falling apart. And I get what he's saying, that he really wants a Jamaican house. And I cannot feel more proud of our building, the way we really build house in Jamaica, because if it wasn't for that, a lot of more people would have died if it wasn't for the buildings. Honestly, the way that the hurricane, they're horrible. I don't think if it wasn't for the buildings, the way they were built, it would be a lot more. A roof is lost, yes, here and there, but a lot of people build with decking, roof decking, and that also secure a few people, but the flooding's still there. Now, it boils down to people still living in areas that, for instance, a lot of people live in a riverbed. They don't want to admit it. That's riverbed. Whenever you see something flood more than three times, that's a riverbed, or some form of sea path or something. It's some form of water hole, or used to be. And people might not want to accept that, but that's a fact. Now, with them people, I'm going to tell you this. Just move out of that if you want to live. Because you cannot sleep. Even if the hurricane no come and say somewhere water come significantly, say not upside of the island, and it start run certain ways, you don't know where the water really come from. You can drown. You can actually drown. So some of the people that I do know say we have to make some serious decisions. And when people are buying land and property, y'all be careful nowadays, because some places it's riverbed. Some of them are, little mini lakes that's been there just dormant, and rivers that's dormant for how long. And guess what? All it needs is a little water for it to start acting up. And people don't want to admit that either, but it's true. Some places even close to where we live at, my husband tell me, say, those places flood several times and people don't know it. Water just rise around them area that me here. So me never know that. Me would I never know that, because this it basically come from, more than I do. I'm from town. You get what I'm saying? I'm a town girl. But any given way, what I'm trying to say is, people when they do no homework, when they question when I buy the property, how they make them, how they build them, where them I get the material them from. Especially when you see them put giant, like you put in or doing a puzzle together. Those are not usually good idea to buy those, because when you don't buy them the kind of building there, to me it's like putting joints together. We all know, say, if them would maybe put like even use a couple blocks in between here and there, I don't think they should have any problem. But a lot of people lost their homes, and a lot of people can't move back in either. Full destruction of their property. I'm not say at the bill of them fault, because it was a horrible hurricane. But they need to also help the people them, because no one come around for even assess the damages and say like where them go wrong or what they need, because the next people, when them going to sell the next phase, as him say, them are going to buy into something where they don't know nothing about, So people really do need to question some of these places they're buying homes from. And a lot of the time they're not going to tell you the truth, because that's just the way Jamaica made up. Sorry, but that's the truth. I'm a country and I love it. That not change nothing for me. This now make me change living in Jamaica, okay? Not gonna make me change living in Jamaica. So that's all I have to say about that. Not make me change. Jamaica. If you don't come this far in my video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. God bless.